Will the RBA cut rates in November? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your cup of coffee and let's check out this article, this time from Yahoo Finance, discussing the RBA cutting interest rates. Now, I'm recording this on Monday. Tomorrow is the rate call. I'll probably put this video out maybe tomorrow morning or tonight. We have a look here. This is the poll I put to the Giga Chads, the financial Giga Chads of the channel. 15 hours ago, I asked, what's your prediction for the RBA cash rate target on Tuesday? 10% said they will raise the rate. 81% said they will hold. And 9% said they will cut. Let's have a look at some of the comments. So, two-year bond is at 4%, so they could cut 25% or 25 points to pretty much match the 2-year. The party starts when the long end, like the 5-year plus, starts to curl higher, like it's doing in Canada after their overnight cuts. They'll hold for as long as they'll be able until the bond market eventually forces their hand. No cuts till second quarter next year. Higher for longer in Oz, between a rock and a hard place. What are the media and politicians crying for them to do? Yeah, they won't do that because both of those two groups are stupid. Yogi, in for the win as always. Cut before Christmas just because. If we have a cut before Christmas, every bloody idiot is going to go out and max the credit card. And we go, oh, dirty no. I saved, I got a 0.25 points off my bloody mortgage. It saves me a couple of $100 a month or something. Oh shit, probably more actually for some of these poor bastards. So I'll go rack up $5,000 on credit card debt buying stupid shit I don't need. Yep. Yeah, we can't. They better not do a cut before Christmas. They better not. Just from the psychological impact of it. I hope it rises, but it will be on hold again. If we all predict to drop, the RBA will feel guilt. We'll have to drop eventually. Hold. I reckon they'll hold interest rates until at least June next year. Remember when the major banks said 4 rate cuts in 2024? Did they say that? I said no. Maybe they did. I know there were predictions all over the place. This is the thing. It's economics. It isn't a hard science. I remember when I studied some economic subjects at university forever ago, and I just come out of high school, and I did all the sciences. I did chemistry, physics, biology, and I didn't do economics in high school. And I found it really funny that they were trying to think they were a hard science. They were applying all these things to phenomenon which was essentially psychologically based. I didn't realize that was a whole different field of economics there, and yeah, I didn't stick it out in that career. I remember going to uni and meeting people, and their dream was to be a bank teller. And I mean, good on you if you want to do it, but I mean, okay, what, do you have to go to uni for that? Maybe. Architecture's a little different crowd. Better parties. I tell you, better parties. One time, you probably couldn't get away with this now. At our end of university, end of year degree party, we'd raise money throughout the whole year. We'd run these things where we'd take over the computer labs on the weekends and run workshops, and people would pay $10, and a senior student would teach you different things, like how to use Rivet, how to use EndNotes for referencing, how to use these different programs. Because you weren't taught these skills at university. It wasn't as easy. And back then, there weren't that many YouTube courses to help teach people how to do it. And we used that to raise money. And then we put it all into a design competition to deck out your rooms. Each year had a room to show off their work. And we had a party in a bar. And I filled up my little Smart for Two with $1,000 worth of booze. And it just went off. It went off. That was a good party, too. We drank a lot. Rachel had to show some of the international students, these little Asian girls, had never cracked open a bottle of champagne because we were all on the bar. We had one person with RSA. I don't think there were too much bad behavior. But yeah, it's all the sad thing ever since now. The staff have taken it over now, and it's all mature and not as much fun, not as rambunctious as it was. Anyway, let's keep going. Hold. Yeah, everyone's on hold. So let's have a look here at the article. The RBA is widely expected to hold the cash rate steady at 4.35% when it meets on Monday and Tuesday next week. All of the major banks have now abandoned hopes for an interest rate cut this year. CBA was the last of the big four banks to revise its prediction. See, there you go. The predictions aren't set in stone. And the problem is people are seeing these predictions, seeing these headlines, and making financial decisions based on it. How many people you think made the decision to go all in on buying a house, probably pushing themselves beyond their limits, so they could get in that article on the bloody Sunday paper, new home buyers spend $4 million on a shit box in Sydney, because they didn't think rates would go up until 2024 because that's what the media was pushing. Anyway, pushing back its rate cut forecast from December to February 25 following inflation figures this week. The move brings it in line with the Westpac, ANZ, NAB, although they're still divided on how low rates will go. Australia's annual headline inflation rate dropped to 2.8% in September, within the RBA's target band of 2 to 3%. However, underlying inflation, which strips out the biggest price swings and something the RBA watches closely, dropped to 3.5% annually, which is still above target. Okay, so this is the bullshit one, the political one, the we give you free money off your power bill, we're cutting inflation. Of course, the state's in debt, so you're kind of screwed about paying it back later. But don't worry, the young are too stupid to realize that. They'll keep voting like they think, oh, look at that free money. We need to raise the voting age to 31, okay? We need to have people that have actually lived enough to see through the bullshit. Anyway, off topic again, as always. Dropped to 3.5% annually, which is still above the target. Yep, okay. We have a look here. What do we got here? CBA and Westpac are predicting 4.25. What? By the end of 20. Bullshit. They're predicting a 1% rate cut to 3.35%. Oh boy. Nah. 5. 3.1. 3. This is all, okay, well, it's all bullshit, guys. Seriously, are you there hoping for this? Hoping for it? Maybe 1? Think of the psychological impact 1 will have because of this. It'll be huge. It will be huge. People will be spending like there's no bloody tomorrow. Once we get 1 rate cut, they're going to go out there and watch credit card debt, Afterpay, all that other bullshit, shooting up. Guaranteed. Better carton. Or no, not a carton. Carton's too expensive. 6-pack. Oh, shit, even that. Maybe 1 can of Dark and Stormy. There we go. It's getting expensive to enjoy a drink these days. CBA head of Australian economics, Gareth Arad, said the latest underlying inflation figures was not low enough for interest rate cuts this year. The quarter 3 24 trim mean was a touch firmer than we anticipated, and as a result, we no longer expect the RBA to commence normalising the cash rate in December 2024. Normalising. But if we look at this old chestnut of a chart here, what does normalising mean? Is it being below pre-2008 levels? Is that normal, or is the pre-2008 levels normal? If we look at here, are we in a unique period in the last decade, the last 2 decades nearly, or is that normal? There's the question. There's the little takeaway there that we need, guys. Notwithstanding the disinflation process is intact, we pencil in February for the first 25 basis point cuts. And the sad thing is here, you're going to have people that are betting on it, are betting on this. Guys, you can't trust any of this shit. This is just predictions. This is not a science. Okay? Economics is not a science. They're try-hard pretending they're a science. They're not a real science. Okay? It's all wishy-washy crap. They will take qualitative results from phone surveys and then turn that into numbers and then present that as some type of hard science. And some of the bases of traditional economic theories is that we're all rational beings. We're not rational, not at all. Westpac chief economist Lucy Ellis said cooling inflation figures wouldn't trigger an early rate cut. September quarter inflation came in slightly below expectations, but does not change our view that the RBA won't start cutting interest rates until February at the earliest. Ellis said, barring a major external shock, the bank did not see the economy hitting a wall for the next few months, enough to shift the RBA thinking on timing of rate cuts. Yeah, you're only going to, if you're desperate and screwed waiting for rate cuts, the damage that's going to have to occur to the economy to encourage them to do that may be worse for you than just struggling through with higher rates. What if you lose your job? It doesn't matter how low rates are if you don't have work. What does it mean for mortgage holders? Canstar analysis analyzed how much mortgage holders can save on a 600 grand. Okay, yeah, the 357 drop in their repayments by December. Yeah, okay, so a little bit of money there. I mean, that's, what's $350 these days? 3 tanks of petrol. So let's have a chat about this one, guys. So once again, I think the financial giga-chads who watch the channel are on the money. I think we're going to see a hold in the cash rate. The RBA, they're too smart. They're not falling for the same shit as the average punter does. Oh, look, free money from the government off my power bill. That means inflation's going down. Remember when they, what was it, free childcare or that type of thing back in the day, and they used that to drop inflation? It's all theatrical bullshit, statistical manipulation, guys. And I would argue that most of the viewers of the channel can see through it, but then when you're talking to the young people at the office, you come across as the grumpy old bastard. I'm starting to realize why the grumpy old bastards are the way they are, or were the way they were when I was younger, because they've seen all the shit before and they can see through it. It's with experience. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.